Welcome along once again to a Star Sports video blog, and with the summer we're having what more appropriate event than Glorious Goodwood. Joining me today, Trevor Harris, our anti-post expert here at Star Sports, and we'll get straight into it. Tuesday afternoon, the showpiece of the Tuesday is the Lennox Stakes, 7 furlongs, Group 2. Al Jamamir heads the market, 2-1 favourite, second in the Jersey, or the Queen Anne even, went on 1 at Ascot. Heads the market, and rightly so, Trevor, I would have thought.
Yeah, worthy favourite. Very consistent. Still improving, arguably. Ran twice at Goodwood last year. Both times got beat. Both times unlucky. Best form at Ascot, perhaps. And at 9-4 is about the right price. Like the horse. But before you know the draw and the going, it's plenty short enough.
I'm not buying this unlucky both times at Goodwood. So many horses are unlucky at Goodwood that they got beat at Goodwood. That's the bottom line. Goodwood, and like Epsom, is one of those tracks you love course form. Run there twice, beaten there twice. In what is a very competitive Lennox, would mean it'd be a lay for me at 2-1.
Fair enough. I mean, it's equine bumper cars, isn't it? Though every year it's hard luck stories. It's
same as
not everyone's cup of tea, but he has to be favourite, and be amazed if he's not in the first 3.
Yeah, no, that's one thing. He is a consistent type. Second, third, second, first. He'll run his race, but I'm just put off by the performances there last year. But take him away, and from the betting point of view, it's a mega competitive heat. Just getting second favourite in there at 11-2 is Fencing, who was poor in the lock-ins last time out, I thought. John Gosson's not having the greatest year. I wouldn't be rushing out to get involved with this at 11-2.
Yeah, I like the horse. And you're right about the trainer. Disappointing season after last year, champion trainer.
Hasn't really been mentioned, is it?
No, it's slow to come to hand. And I mean, the feud was awful last time. But this is probably my selection in the race, despite what you say. He's going to be an each way price. The yard must come good at some stage. Strong form figures. I mean, the Lockins wasn't a bad run. It wasn't far behind Al Jamma here. I think the course was suited more. I think he's rock solid.
Each way?
Yeah, because I just don't fancy many of the others. Probably make it 2 runners and he's the bigger price.
Alright, well, let's get stuck into some of the other runners. Joint second favourites are Tawid and Casper Netcher. Casper Netcher, not for me. I'll say that immediately.
You could argue he's a typical good 2-year-old, poor at 3, comes back to form at 4. But coming back first time back in a Group 2, I just think he was a good 2-year-old and that's it.
I would have thought he could probably speak French now. He's been to spend all his time at the last 4 or 5 runs, I think, out in France, and bumping into better horses, but I like horses to be winning.
He's probably for coaches at 2, been caught up, been passed, very short in this, massive lay at 7, really. Oh dear.
Agreed. Exact opposite would be said for Tarwood for me though. The boys in blue are firing, decent run in the Jersey. You'd expect it to come on from that, and at 7-1, it's, if I'd back 2 in the race, this would be one of them.
That's fair enough. I mean, the yard is in sparkling form. They've got so many horses, so much power. Sylvester Sousa is riding fantastic. He is, he's right up there with the top boys. Wouldn't bet it off this, but a bit short for me. I think Fencing's achieved a lot more. It's a similar price.
Yeah, I know, but it's running more competitive races, Fencing, hasn't it, if you see what I mean? This is slowly progressing. And the other one I think is definitely progressing, having won the Criterion Group 3, is Producer. The Hannah Hughes team, imperious at Goodwood. If you fancy this, back it now, because the money will come for it on the day simply because it says Hannah Hughes. So 8-1 for me, Producer would be one of my 2 bets.
Well, very effective at Epsom. There's one here, so that's sort of that downhill track suits. I thought it would get big last time at Newmarket, and it was very brave, very gutsy. Didn't think it had it in him. I thought it was a bit of a bridle horse, but he found plenty. So respect, but out of his class for me.
Right, anything further down? I mean, Garswood was the talk of the North, wasn't it, when it came down, and didn't really get it done in the Guineas, and hasn't really gone on and produced anything of note since.
Yeah, I think it was cut in the ground. It was impressive in the Guineas trial. I think when it gets cut, it'll be effective again.
Well, that's what I've got written down here, wants softer ground, so we'd ignore that unless there's a deluge over the weekend.
Yeah.
One worth noting I thought was Librano. The Richard Hannon second string always seems to run well there, and it likes Goodwood. It's won there, comes second there, second in this race last year. E-Tray play at 25.
I think the draw depends. If it gets a nice low draw, it was front runner, it could be dangerous in the front and might hang on for a place. Draw dependent for me.
Right, so now your colours to the mast. What are you going to back? What are you going to lay?
Respect the favourite, be with Fencing, can't have Casper Netcher, can't have Krypton Factor, place lay that. horse has gone, jockey's gone. Sorry, Kieran.
No, I agree. It's about time he went as well. Right, for me, Algem here, massively to be respected, but too short at 2-1. The boys in blue are flying Tarwood at 7-1, and producer for that Hannon Hughes team is my other selection at 8-1. But with whatever you back, all the best of luck at Goodwood. Keep your eye on our website. There's a brilliant offer coming from us, which will appear on Monday beforehand. We'll run every day of all of Goodwood. So get on that website, www.starsportsbet.co.uk, and we wish you all the best of luck.